Okay, had some great questions about exercise 9.04. Let's talk about how we do these. So we're factorizing them. When we factorize, we're looking for things that are common. So let's have a look at this first one. Well, what's common to 6a and 6b? Well, 6 is common. So we take the thing out which is common. We put the common thing outside the brackets, and then we ask a question. What times 6 makes 6a? What times 6 makes 6a? Well, a does. Let's check it. Does 6 times a make 6a? Yes, it does. All right, great. We've got a plus in the middle, so we'll put a plus here. Now, what times 6 makes 6b? So what times 6 makes 6b, or what times 6 makes 6 times b? Well, b does. So 6 times b makes 6b. Let's check it. 6 times b is 6b. Correct. So that is the correct factorization of 6a plus 6b. All right, let's choose a more tricky one. Let's go for number 5. All right, so we're going to say, well, what is common to these three elements? Well, I can see there's a 2 in each one, so I'll put a 2 outside the bracket. And I'm going to ask the question, what times 2 makes 2 times p? Well, 2 times p makes 2 times p, because 2p just means 2 times p. And we've got a plus, so I'll put a plus in here. What times 2 makes 2 times q? Well, 2 times q makes 2 times q. So these two are both correct. I've got a minus, I'll put the minus in, and ask what times 2 makes negative 2r? Or in this case, I've got the negative in there already, but 2 times r, 2 times negative r, makes negative 2 times r. So negative 2 times r is a result of 2 times negative r. And so this is correct also. So that is the correct factorization. All right, let's move on a little bit. Now, I'm noticing with some of these ones, we've got things that are common in more ways than one. So I'm looking at number 8. I'm noticing, well, there's nothing that's exactly the same outside or inside the brackets, or sorry, inside these terms, but I'm noticing that this has got a multiple of 4. This has got a multiple of 8. And 4 is also a multiple, sorry, 8's also a multiple of 4. So I can put 4 outside the brackets because this is a multiple of 4 and this is a multiple of 4. So let's try that. What times 4 times 4 makes 4x? Well, we know the answer is x. From the previous ones, I've got a plus in the middle. There it is. Now, what times 4 makes 8y? Well, first of all, what times 4 makes 8? Well, 2 times 4 makes 8. And 2 times y, sorry, 4 times 2y makes 8y. Think about this. Let's imagine this was 8 chickens. If I've got 4 lots of 2 chickens, that would be 8 chickens. So this is the correct factorization. All right, let's do a slightly trickier one. What about number 11? All right, so what's common to 4c and 6d? Well, common to 4 and 6 is 2. So I put a 2 outside the brackets and ask, what times 2 makes 4c? Well, 2 times 2 makes 4, and c makes 4c. In other words, if I've got 4 chickens, that's the same as saying 2 lots of 2 chickens. Plus, we have a plus, there's a plus in the middle. Now, I've got 6 ducks. They're not 6 ducks, but I'm calling it ducks. Okay, so what times 2 makes 6 ducks? Well, 2 times 3 is 6. And if I put a D on the end, 2 lots of 3 ducks is the same as 6 ducks. So this is the correct factorization. And we can just go through and check it. 2 times 2c is 4c. 2 times 3d is 6d. Let's do one of the last ones just to wrap this up. Let's have a look at, what about number 14? Here we go. Well, I'm going to write that out underneath because there's no room on the end here, but So I've got, in fact, I'll write it down here, yeah. 8p plus 4q minus 12r equals, I'll write it underneath here. Well, what's common to each of these? Well, 2 is common, 4 is also common, and certainly 1 is common. So let's go with 4, because 4 is the highest common multiple of each of these. It's the highest, common factor, I should say. Not common multiple, highest common factor. So I'm going to put a 4 outside the brackets and ask, what times 4 makes 8p? Well, 2 times 4 is 8, and p makes that. So if I had, for example, 2 pigeons, 4 lots of 2 pigeons is the same as 8 pigeons. Plus, now I've got 4 queens. So if I'm playing cards, what times 4 makes 4q? Well, q does. 4q is 4q. Right, minus, haha. So the last one, a bit more tricky. What times 4 makes 12r? Well, I got the negative in front. 4 times 3. 4 3s are 12, and I put an r on the end. Then 4 lots of 3r does make 12r. And, oh, sorry, you couldn't see any of that. All right, I'll go through that again. So I've got 4 times 2p is 8p. 4 lots of q is 4q. And 4 lots of 3r, or negative 3r, is negative 12r.